So hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Melinda and my channel is Melinda Every Day because I do something every day. Right now it happens to be some sewing. Sometimes it could be thrifting and other things like that. But right now we're here to talk about sewing, I bet, and so that's what we're going to do. The first thing that I want to tell you is what I made. I alluded to it in my introduction, and it's bare pants, and so now I'm going to show you what I made. Where is the pattern? Oh goodness. I've got to find a better way to keep my patterns. Ooh, crinkles. Right now I need to... leave me a comment below how you store your patterns, because again, this is new to me to have patterns that, well, I didn't print, but it's a big pattern and it isn't going back in the envelope that it had. Anyway. So what I made was the Twig pants. Twig woven pants by Stylearc, and the reason that I made them was I really did want to challenge myself, and I did think that this was challenging because, as I said, I have not made pants in eons. I made a pair of jeans for my daughter and they turned out really great years ago, but you know, I hadn't done anything like this in quite some time. She's 30. I probably did them when she was 15, so. Anyway, they have some really great details on them that I fell in love with. And yeah, so let me put this down and I'll pull the pants up so that you can see them and we can talk about what I liked about it and what I didn't like about it, and the details that I thought were so great. So we'll put it right there and I'll clean up my room when we're finished. So my sewing machine's making noise. I should say that this fabric that I used in making these pants, I thrifted from my local Goodwill. I went in because I saw a lot of other YouTubers that sew have gone to thrift stores and thrifted sheets and things like that, and I found this fabric. I found 2 panels of this. It's curtain panels from Target, but I said I found it at Goodwill. I think it was $2.99 a panel, and I got 2 panels, so what's that, $6 plus tax in my area down in Florida. So I think that was a lot of nice back elastic. I love the pin tuck details down the back. It's got the pin tuck details down the back in 2 places, or no, wait, let's see. Yeah, the pin tuck down the back in 2 places. It starts and then it stops and then it starts again. And in the front, the pin tuck goes all the way up. And it has this really nice side panel. Another great place if you need to make adjustments and alter the pattern. I think those are really great places to do so. Yeah, the pockets were, the directions were probably really good for somebody that's done flies and pockets and stuff recently. That, like I said, it's been a long time for me to do anything like this, but I did get the pockets in and they work and they don't look terrible. Yeah, and I got some top stitching. Again, this is fabric that was a curtain. So I will, let's see. Let me show you what I did. I was able to use all my sewing machines on this machine. I was able to use all of my sewing machines on this pair of pants. I had never used my new Janome Skyline 7, and I used it for my buttonholes, so I hadn't done buttonholes in ages. I used my serger, obviously, to serge all of the seams and whatnot. And then I used my little Juki cover stitch for my cover stitch hem. And I did the construction. So literally I used every machine I have except my embroidery machine. But I used my industrial Juki to go over the buttonholes right here because that was quite thick. I used my, and you can't see it, but at some point if you want a tour of all of my machines, I'll give you a tour of my machines. But I used my vintage Singer for the main construction of all of the pant. Yeah. Well, I'm seeing a bit of a mistakey right here, but that's okay. I don't think that you can see it. Anyway, that's my first project for clothing for quite some time, and I'm really excited to keep going. So here's a question for everybody. Now I have, hold on, I have this much fabric left over, and is that silly of me to want to make a coordinating top, or should I just redonate this back to Goodwill and let somebody else make something? Or I have a stack of patterns here that have some things that I'm thinking about I would like to do. But anyway, I would love some comments below if you have any ideas of some kind of a top that I can make with this non-stretch cotton. Yeah, no stretch at all. Yeah, ask me when the last time was I had put on a pair of pants that didn't have any stretch. So yeah, I was really, really pleased with the fit. Anyway, I highly recommend the Stylearc Twig woven pant pattern. I think next time if I do it, I will find a fabric that has 2% spandex or stretch to it. I think that would be just a little more comfortable. Anyway, moving on. So I said I hadn't been doing apparel sewing for quite some time. What I have been doing is, again, curtains in the room that you can't see, but they were all hand sewn, custom hand sewn, but I can give a tour of my room if that's something that somebody's interested in seeing. But this right here are outdoor cushions. I am trying to redo our patio furniture, and I have 1, 2, 3, there went the patterns. I have 11 big box cushions that I need to make, and then I have obviously 11 back cushions that I need to make, and they all have the zipper going around and the cording top and bottom and this stripe. So that's kind of what I've been doing. That's the sewing that I have been doing before I got back into garment sewing. Here we go, let's throw this. Okay, so like I said, I go to the thrift store and I look for fabric. Can't find fabric usually around in my area down here in Southwest Florida, but I have been able to find like the sheets and the curtains. I have a gorgeous, must be king size Italian made coverlet that I found for like $5 or $6, and I'm scared to death to cut into that because it's beautiful, 100% European linen. I mean, it's, you know, it's magnificent for $6, so I haven't cut into that yet, but I do have it, and I guess I'm willing to because I'm not going to put it on my bed because I have 2 little dogs that, they're French bulldogs, and they snort, and, you know, it wouldn't stay white, and I'd be bleaching it every day, and then it wouldn't be any good. But I did find this vintage 1970s full-size sheet at the thrift store, and I don't know what to make with that, so if you have any ideas for this, I would love to hear those. I have thought about just using the fabric to make a toile, and in doing that I have these really beautiful patterns that I thrifted probably about 10 years ago, and I thought that maybe these would work. So this one, I really like the unusual lines of the dress. It's very modern, it's very crisp, it's very classic but with modern twist, like a wrap. Could just use it as the top. Then there's this one, and that's the line drawing on the back. I thought about using that, and then I have this one. Lots of detail that look really cool. So I could just use this sheet fabric to see how any number of these 3 would turn out. Let me know what you think. Is that just ridiculous? Is that just a waste of time? That was my Fridaysews, and if you stuck around, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you guys next Friday so you can see what I've been up to in this crazy craft.